The San Francisco 49ers head to Minnesota to take on the Vikings. And here are the keys to victory. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, the WayneBreezie. Thank you so much for tuning in. Shout out to our partners and sponsors over at Residency. Go to www.residency.com. All right, residency.com. Use the promo code SFBreezy. You'll save on your total purchase. And Keys to Victory is brought to you by www.49erswebzone.com, where you guys can go and read the article. All right, so you're going to want to make sure you read the article. It gives you the full breakdown opposed to what I'm doing here live. Let's go ahead and get right down to the keys to victory. Let's go. All right, here are my keys to victory. Pound the rock, screen game, quick throws, limit JJ, set the edge, right? They got to do some of the same things that they did in week one to go ahead and secure the victory, but this time they're on the road, so it could get a little bit more dangerous. So let's go ahead and get this popping. All right, man, keys to victory. Let's start with number one, pound the rock. I don't care who's the running back for the San Francisco 49ers, whether it's Jordan Mason starting, Christian McCaffrey starting, but the Niners got to pound the rock. They got to take advantage of the Vikings defense, get those guys going from east to west, wear them out. That's why I like the lateral runs, the outside zones. I'm not a huge fan of the tosses and the crack tosses and the sweeps and whatever, but the stretch plays work really good. Jordan Mason has proven that he can run the stretch plays as well as the toss. He did it against the New York Football Jets, where he put up 147 yards. Now look, the Vikings defense, run defense, they are ranked 6th. They gave up 74 yards to the New York Football Giants. Well, the New York Football Giants, one, don't have the same offensive line as the 49ers, and they don't have the same caliber of running backs as the 49ers. Pound the rock. It'll set the tone for the game. Pound the rock, period. Beep, beep to that. Let's go. Number two. See my man Deebo Samuel up here. You know what I like about Deebo? Everything. Because this is a game where they may have to utilize the screen game, all right? Minnesota's going to stack the box. They're going to try to take away the run. The 49ers rushed the ball very well against a tough defensive front with the New York Football Jets. So the Minnesota Vikings are going to play, and they're going to run blitz, and they're going to try to do whatever they can to take away the run from the San Francisco 49ers. But have no fear. That's where Deebo Samuel is here. Deebo Samuel, you can utilize him in the screen game, gel screens, quick wide receiver screens, you name the type of screens, but it doesn't stop at Deebo. Maybe you do some tight end screens. Maybe you do some running back screens. You got Jordan Mason back there. If Christian McCaffrey is there, that will help as well. But you got guys that can catch the ball really quickly, and this will allow the 49ers that extension of the run game. This will allow that extension of the run game to set tone, right? So if they do try to stack the box and they take away the run, you get the ball to one of these guys, preferably a guy like Deebo. Why? Because he unleashes his will upon defenses. Deebo is a very physical runner. He's like the Jordan Mason of the wide receivers. Very physical when they run, look for the attack, looking for the contact, all that type of stuff. I say initiate the screen game. Find ways to put the screen into play. Now, the Vikings defense did pick 6 Daniel Jones and the screen game. So Brock Purdy has to be very smart and articulate when he uses this screen, when the screens are called, and be quick on the throws. They're going to play and look for the screen game. They did it against the Giants, got a pick 6. Andrew Van Ginkel was the one that scored that touchdown. I don't see Brock making the same mistake. But listen, number 2, you got to find a way to use the screen game. Speaking of screen game, let's go to quick throws, because the one thing I know is that the Minnesota Vikings are going to do something that they do all the time. Brian Flores is going to blitz. I talked about run blitzing a little bit earlier. Brian Flores is going to blitz. I don't know how much he's going to blitz. He didn't blitz. I think he blitzed 38% of the time against the Giants because he didn't have to. This is Brock Purdy we're talking about. And we know that teams want to shake up Brock Purdy. They want to rush his processing. They want to speed it up. They want to get him to make mistakes. Well, good thing Brock Purdy is like the number 1 quarterback against the blitz. He was last year at least. Let's see how he does well against the blitz this week. They're going to be blitzing a lot of zero blitzes, all-out blitzes from Brian Flores. Let's see how Brock goes ahead and takes on the blitz. Expect a bunch of quick throws, quick slants, quick passes, quick outs, quick. Brock gets the ball out of his hand quick. That means he's going to be looking for his first read to get open. And this would be a great game for guys like Brandon Ayuk and those guys that could run those quick whip routes and things like that. Things that don't take them a long time to get open. Deebo Samuel might have a great game in the slant, as well as Jawan Jennings in the slot. So look for those guys. But quick screen and quick throw game from Brock Purdy and that offense. Run the ball, quick throws, and got to find a way to utilize the screen game. That's offensively. Let's get to number 4. Let's get to some defense as we shift gears. They got to find a way to limit Justin Jefferson, and I'm going to go with my best defensive back. I'm talking about Charvarius Mooney-Ward. This guy was a lockdown defender. Didn't allow much in that Jets game. Maybe a completed pass. I don't know, but they took away Garrett Wilson. They tried to use Garrett Wilson a little bit differently. They took him away. He was very limited. They got to find a way to take away the best receiver in the game. Now, listen, Justin Jefferson didn't play particularly well against the Giants, but that was the Giants. It's a different first week. Sam Darnold, I don't know. But listen, you got to be prepared for Justin Jefferson. His name is Jay Jettas. They don't call him that for nothing. Just be prepared. I would love to see this matchup. Mooney Ward, very physical guy, going against a more shifty, I can route you up type of wide receiver. We'll see how that happens. Hopefully there's not a lot of penalties called. Charvarius Mooney-Ward is going to have to make sure he doesn't use his hands. He's got to find a way to keep those hands at bay, because if not, Justin Jefferson is going to find a way to draw those penalties. But I can't wait to see what this matchup is. And I didn't say you had to stop him. I said you got to limit him. Justin Jefferson may get off underneath. That's fine. Don't get beat deep, and find a way to limit his catches. Charvarius Mooney-Ward is definitely the guy that I feel will be up for that task. Last but not least, number 5, got to find a way to set the edge. 49ers set the edge very well last week against the New York Football Jets because Breece Hall did absolutely nothing. Aaron Rodgers didn't get outside the pocket. And the one thing that I know that the Minnesota Vikings and Kevin O'Connell and that offense are going to want to do is get to the outside zone when it comes to running the ball. Now, listen, I don't think Sam Darnold is a mobile quarterback, but he will take off and run. Keep him in that box as far as containing him. But they also got to find a way to keep Aaron Jones running north and south opposed to east and west. And Aaron Jones likes to get to the outside zone, and once he does that, he has like the second gear where he's able to kick it up a notch. Aaron Jones is a dual threat out of the backfield, so the defensive ends got to figure out a way to not over pursue when it comes to the pass rush, and even when there's a rush going their way, they don't want to get too deep in the backfield. So they got to set the edge, allow their linebackers to come in, get to the outside, make those tackles. If Aaron Jones does choose to cut back inside, that's where you got Big Malik, Big Javon Hargrave. Those guys right there will be ready to go to make the tackle if Aaron Jones does use that one cutback move that he has to get back to the inside. I don't see Aaron Jones rushing for 94 yards. The Niners have one of the top run defenses going into week 2. They only gave up 68 yards in the first game. I don't expect them to give up much more than 68 yards. I'll cap the number off at 60 and less, right? It won't get higher than 60. Bet me on that one, all right? So the Niners got to find a way, set the edge, make sure that they're containing these guys and keeping them from getting outside to get big gains. Those are my keys to victory. Pound the rock. Use the screen game. Use quick throws, limit JJ, set the edge. Make sure you check out the article, 49erswebzone.com. All right, it'll be up there ready for you to read a little bit more in detail with stats and things like that. Also, don't forget to check out the sponsors over at Residency, www.residency.com. Use the promo code SFBreezie. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm your host, the WayneBreezie, and I'll see you next week on The Keys to Victory.